Welcome to the Tactical Dent Tech Podcast. You are now part of a small underground movement of dent technicians from all over the world. We are on a mission to change our industry with innovation, intelligence, and skill. But because we don't rely on an insurance company to steer customers our way, we need to do things different. We need to do things smarter. We do that through a network of technicians that we call the Tactical Tech Movement. Now let's get this revolution started. Hey, what's up, everybody? John Hiley here with the Tactical Dent Tech Podcast. And, wait a second. Let me make sure I got your mic on.
No, you do.
Wait. Let me make sure I got your mic on, because this is Angela Hiley, the co-host of the Tactical Dent Tech Podcast, who totally got mic'd out last week.
And John did it on purpose because he just wanted to have a glorified moment about the religious guy.
Well, you know what? We've been getting a lot of feedback about that podcast. I would definitely say that's a fan favorite.
Yeah, but you tuned me out though.
Oh, total accident, y'all.
No, he did that on purpose. He wanted it to be about him.
You know how it is, guys. Sometimes y'all just gotta shine that light on yourself.
The light is always shining on you. What are you talking about?
No, for real though. Prior to that podcast, I was on the PDR College podcast, and this mic actually has a setting that you can point it towards you. You could point it towards two people. We're actually sitting between one mic, and it is collecting audio data from me.
No, you're just trying to save
and
your
audio
ass.
data from her.
You're trying to save your ass. What you trying to do?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just fucking with you.
So tell them what's going on, baby. What's been happening?
Busting your balls.
What's been happening this week?
Jonathan got his temps, which was very nerve-wracking. The kid, he could have got him right when he turned 15 and a half, but he didn't want to. And I'm like, well, whenever you're ready, just let me know. And he was studying super-duper hard. He's like, all right, Mom, I'm ready. And I'm like, okay. And we all go down there. And I'm like a nervous wreck. Because I'm just like, dear Lord, please let Jonathan pass this. I do not want him to fail,
And I'm like the exact opposite. I'm like, just, I knew, you can tell, with your son that he's studied enough. I know that kid well enough that he's not going to put himself in a position to fail at that.
Well, I know, but still, do you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know if maybe when he went up there to take his test and his mind just went completely blank, because that can happen.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
And he didn't even go to take his test until I got drunk one night and offered to let him have the Jeep.
Oh, yeah, we were both.
We woke up in the morning. He's like, "Can I still have the Jeep?"
Yeah, Betty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which you guys got to think. I mean, so he's a really, really good kid. I got to first start out with that, because we wouldn't give him such a vehicle, if he wasn't a really, really good kid. I don't even know how he came from me. I'm still trying to figure that out, because the kid is literally exact opposite of me. The stuff I was doing at that age was barbarian, to say the least, and he is really, really good. He's actually more mature than us. No lie. I may have told this story, but we had realized getting close to Christmas this year, excuse me, that we didn't have a tree. So me and her were having a little Christmas wine. It gets a little carried away. Probably close to the 25th. And
That was Christmas Eve.
Christmas Eve. We decide that we're going to go out into our... so we live in a... What do you call this? When you're in a division, but then there's like a...
We belong to a homeowners association.
A homeowners association. Well, the homeowners association has this land that we all got to... excuse me, chip in and pay for once a year, for the mowing and all that crap. You got a bunch of bullshit, and they got some pretty nice looking trees out there, man.
Some evergreen trees.
Some nice looking evergreen trees that we can just see right from our. Now we can talk about this because we didn't go out there and do it, because we asked John if it was a good idea, and he looked at us like, no, don't do it. So I was getting the saws all ready. We're gonna go out there. I put this gate around our house that
You mean the fence? We had a gate in the back.
Oh, excuse me.
Gain access to.
Yeah, so we put a door in the back of our fence so we can gain access to the bike trail, stuff like that. And we was about to bust out there and get that thing.
A gate, not a door. Is
Yeah.
that wine getting to you?
A little bit.
I guess.
Nah, so yeah, he was just like, I was like, let's ask John if we should do it.
Yeah, because we were going to go out and cut it down and then store it in the garage. And then you were going to go to like Walmart or Target the next. Oh, wait a minute. No, it would have been Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
It would have been the next day. So you were going to go to like
We figured
Target
they
or
wouldn't even
Walmart.
notice.
Yeah.
You know, there's like, we're like, they're not going to notice, you know. And here's the funny thing is, guys, it'd be like, you know, was that Chevy Chase?
Christmas.
Yeah, these things are like, they look a little bit small from a distance. But when you get out there, they're like towering you.
Yeah, it probably would have been about like 7 foot, like a 7-foot Christmas tree.
Yeah, like a 7-foot. It would have definitely touched the ceiling, that's for sure.
No, it would have fit perfect right
In our grand entryway with
Yeah.
it's like 30-foot ceiling thing.
Yeah. But you know what? My dad, his wife gave us such a good idea. She's like, no, you start from the top and then like you go down as far as you want and then you cut it.
Yeah, but now they know, you know what I mean?
But it would grow back. It would keep growing.
I can't even imagine if we woke up in the morning and that thing was in our garage.
I know, next to Layla.
Because we would have totally forgot, and then we would have went out there and been like, what the fuck did this come from?
I know, exactly.
And then all these flashbacks. You guys ever get that? Like the next day, all these flashbacks start coming back, and then you remember little by little by little. You start to put all the pieces together,
I
you
know,
know?
Jonathan was like, Mom, do you remember what you wanted to do last night? And I was pretty lit because that was the night we went over to the shop and did a podcast with Derek Yost.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I was like...
I had to edit out like half of that podcast because she was going on these
Yeah,
redundant...
because normally we don't do that, though. We don't edit it. But I was like white girl wasted.
It was definitely several redundant tirades.
Oh.
She just kept
The
going.
only person that was going to be able to understand me is if they were in that same state of mind.
Right.
I was just talking a bunch of gibberish that didn't make no sense whatsoever.
Yeah, you know, but you know, it was Derek. He's used to that.
I know, but I felt
He's
bad
around
in a
us a
way.
lot.
I know, but I felt bad in a way.
Yeah. So, but you know, long story short, he's a little bit more mature than we are. So,
Yeah, and we're older than him.
yeah, obviously, I'd hope so. You know, but the Jeep is basically, it's like a 2013 model. It's only got like 15,000 miles on it. Got a 3.5-inch lift. It's got like Rockstar rims, 35-inch trail grapplers on it. I mean, it's a nasty car for kids. 4-door, black. You guys may have seen it, you know, on some of our photos and stuff like that. But as soon as he finds out he's going to get that, he's off to get his permit.
Yeah, he's got his permit now, and now he's got good old driving school.
Because he's ready to be rolling.
Yeah.
I kept telling him I was going to stick him in one of them smart cars.
No, you know, yesterday when we were on our way to the mall, there was somebody that drove by, and I was like, Jonathan, I was like, this is the perfect car for you to take your driving test in, especially with the maneuverability and everything.
Yeah.
Do you know how easy that would be?
See, I'm more like Will Ferrell's dad in Talladega Nights. I'm going to have him take it in my dually.
No, they'd be like, that car is too wide.
It just crushed the cones.
Exactly. You wouldn't be able to do that.
I think there was a guy about a 5-inch offset on the rears. I'll tell you what, I'm not getting it through the bank anymore because I barely got it through the bank one day.
With it being lifted and everything?
She's giving me that look like, what the fuck?
Are you serious?
No. I got it through when it wasn't lifted. And
I
me
was
and John
like-
went through there. I mean, it was like, he said there was only a 1/2 inch on his side. And there was probably a 1/4 inch on my side.
That's not very smart.
We just rode up on the barriers, you know, like got the tires up on there. It was a desperate
John.
situation.
No, it was not no desperate
It
situation.
was really cold out.
No, you could have parked that truck.
My barber only takes
and
cash.
Got your ass out of the truck and went into the bank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what pisses me off about that? Seems like every time they always got them indoor ATMs, there's always something fucking wrong with them.
Oh, really?
Always. There's always a sign saying the indoor ATM doesn't work, you know. You'd think it'd be the outdoor ATM that would have all the problems. I mean, think about it. I think they just fuck with people or something
They probably
during the cold
do.
weather, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we are rolling into this podcast, honey. Do you want to talk about what you would like to talk about? Since I totally,
No, I need some help.
I was
I
trying
need
to figure out
some
how
help.
you was trying to frame that. Was you saying like people was trying to throw some shade on you?
I don't know if that's really that a lot of shade.
I like it,
So,
though.
okay, so in the past, and even still to this day, I run into these issues. Now, I have learned how to deal with them, right? Put your phone down.
Shit, all right.
That's just so fucking rude.
Now I was looking up throwing shade.
That's rude. Don't be doing that shit.
Holy shit, you acting like we at dinner or something.
Now, you just made me lose my train of thought.
No, you said that basically this happens occasionally and people...
It happened more in the past than it does now because now I know how to deal with it and handle the situation, which is you just don't really bring it up or talk about it. So in the past, when John and I started this business, it was all everybody glorified John. And they...
Except my parents.
That is true.
Kind of weird how that works, huh? Or, well, my adopted grandparents.
So I always ran into these problems where it was like, I'd have a lot of stuff going on, be helping with the business and whatnot. And here, I would get this, I'd talk to my mom at least like once a week. And this is, in all honesty, this is where like the headache was with her, and it was also with my brother too. Mm-hmm. They don't listen to this podcast, so I'm just going to be 100% real with
Probably
this
need to.
Yeah, but I'm going to be 100% real with this situation. So what would happen is I'd be talking to my mom, and she's like, oh, how are things going? I'm like, yeah, they're going really good. And I would go into like some details about the stuff that, that I was doing, with the business and whatnot. And, you would think that as a parent, you're going to give some type of recognition or be like,
Yeah.
that is so awesome, Angie, that you're able to be a part of this business and help, with these certain things. Oh, no. No, 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 no. She wouldn't even acknowledge it.
Right. Yeah.
All she thought that I did was clean the house and sit on my ass and eat bonbons. And John was the one that did everything.
Right. And the funny thing is that, if you guys haven't heard the story, I was adopted by my grandparents at a very early age. And they looked at it like, holy shit, this girl saved this guy. You know what I mean? Like,
They said I was the best thing that ever happened to you.
yeah, and it was kind of weird how that happens. Like, her mom kind of gave me all the credit, and then, my parents gave her the credit for...
Yeah, but they gave you credit too, though. But they're like, I would tell them the things that I would do, and I got the appreciation from them compared to,
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't getting that from my mom. She
Right.
wouldn't. For my dad, it took him... I would say John had to bring me up a lot of times.
Right.
And then my dad was just like, started giving me the recognition that... And I would think that, I don't care how old you are, like, when it comes to your parents, you're looking for some type of, like, oh, I'm so glad with what you've done with your life. It's amazing the things that you've been able to accomplish. But what I've learned over time is that I've never really gotten that from my mom. And it's made me feel insecure. It's made me have horrible anxiety. It's made me feel to where I feel like I'm not the greatest person. But I ended up learning that you have to accept her for who she truly is, and you have to create healthy boundaries. And unfortunately, those healthy boundaries is I cannot be around her as much as I would like to.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like there's certain type of parents that they're pros at trying to break them healthy boundaries as well. There's a lot of times that, you'll create a healthy boundary with somebody and they know it. They know something has changed. Mm-hmm. And it's their nature to find a way to break that wall down as quickly as possible. you know. And I think that's what you've been contending with more than anything, with her. I mean, that's it's so weird, like family. Sometimes it can be it's really really tough. I mean, you're stuck with them. You know what I
I
mean?
know, it's such a sticky situation. It's such a sticky situation
Yeah.
because, like, for me, I'm such a loving and giving person that I'm willing to keep trying, even though my heart keeps getting broken.
And see, that's the thing. She would take it to heart because she has a big heart as a person in general, I guess you could say that in some situations, I'm lucky in the past that I've been hardened. She had to break down my wall to have like a big heart towards like her,
I've softened you up.
but only towards you. There's not a lot of people that I'm very softened up towards.
Yeah, that's true.
And, I had to learn, I had to teach myself how to be softened up towards her. Because I just really don't let a lot of people into the realm of where I would ever let anything that they think of me to affect the way I feel.
Mm-hmm.
So, and a long story short, I had no problem being the black sheep. It's so funny, though my dad was that way. He was the black sheep of his family. Nicest guy on earth. Take off his shirt for anybody, but he was just always viewed that way.
Like, I've always felt that way. Like, when I'm around my family, like, a lot of times I feel like I just don't quite fit in.
You know how it is around my family. I mean, you're gonna cross like a bunch of hillbillies with like I can't even explain how they are, really. I mean, it's tough. It's a tough situation. Like, I'm the only one that's really and correct me if I'm wrong, I'd say I'm the only one that's actually broke the barriers of
You broke the chain.
broke the chain of contentment. I do believe like a lot of my brothers, a lot of my sisters live they're not happy with things, the way things have turned out for them, and the fact of the matter is, and I got to look at it this way, it's not anybody's fault but theirself.
Yeah, that's true.
We all have to make decisions. And, I realized a long time ago, I had my nephew working for me. And I spent a long time trying to fix him. A long, long time. And I finally came to the conclusion that, like, I'm taking years out of my life trying to help him and fix him, and nothing's changing, You cannot change somebody from the outside in. I mean, you can walk them there, you can show them, but at some point, you almost have to abandon them to allow them to change. I mean, it's almost like I hate to go to a far extreme. It'd be like a heroin addict, If you allow them in, all right, and you give them food, you give them shelter. I think you were talking about this the other day.
Yeah.
You're enabling them to live a life while they do something that's killing them,
Exactly.
And Tom Ziegler, he used to call it zombies, waking up zombies, And in a sense, that is because there's so many people out here in this world that are 100% disconnected to their mission. They're disconnected to something inside of them that's bigger and better than themselves. I don't care if the disconnect is for the love of money. Okay, that's a disconnect right there. It's putting the cart ahead of the horse. You know what I mean? Money doesn't drive money, okay? Passion and love for a mission in life is what drives you forward. Money happens to get dumped in the back of your cart while you're pushing through.
Mm-hmm.
If your mission is that of monetary gain, I hear a lot of people talk about money being the root of all evil. Okay, I would basically, I'll tell you guys to listen to a guy named Rabbi Lapin. Okay, so he's a Jewish rabbi, written a lot of books, and one of the best things I got out of his book, and one of the most interesting topics, is that, okay, let's take money out of the equation, okay? Let's just say there was no money on Earth, all right? There was no monetary exchange, all right? Who would live by the beach? All right? Who would live by the beach, by the ocean?
Me.
You would? Well, how would you? Because everybody else would deserve it as well. There's no money. There's no way to monetarily purchase it, right? Mm-hmm. So then everybody would say, okay, well, we're going to make the beach public land, okay? Who would live in the next row of homes? That's the closest to the beach. You can still see the ocean. Who would it? It would destroy an entire society.
Yeah.
Without monetary exchange, all right? Mm-hmm. Anybody who sits there and touts money's the root of all evil are the same people that are saying guns are killing people, Guns are food, spoons are making you fat.
Yeah, that spoon.
Let me outlaw a spoon because it's making you fat.
That spoon is scooping up that Haagen-Dazs ice cream.
So, bottom line, could a spoon be used? Could a spoon be used to feed you Haagen-Dazs ice cream, or could a spoon be used to feed you something healthy? Either way, it can be used both ways. All right.
Yeah.
And guess what? If you didn't have a spoon, you could still got your hands. You could pick up a piece of fried chicken. All right. Yeah. Same thing with a gun. You don't have a gun, you go find a sword. You don't have a sword, you go find a baseball bat. You don't have a baseball bat, you go learn how to make a bomb.
Yeah, or like a spear or something like that,
There's many, many ways that can get done, right? But it's not the thing, the inanimate object, okay? It's the person behind it. Mm-hmm. Money's the same way. Money amplifies your life, okay? So if you are a good person, you have a good mission, it has the power to amplify that. Mm-hmm. It's energy, okay? I like to call them reward certificates.
I like that.
Right? So money is a reward certificate. It's so amazing. If you begin to look at it like this, okay? But if you're a bad person, you could do worse shit with money. Yeah. If you're a drug cartel, you got more money. You can kill more people. You can do all kinds of bad shit with money as well.
You can do some good stuff too.
Yeah, exactly. But what everybody's got to realize,
a mixture of both.
I had an old preacher tell me this one time. Okay, he said that good and evil. And granted, guys, this is a body shop that I went to. Found out the guy was a pastor. Had a long talk with him. He left the church because he wasn't in agreement with the way people were. And he was a real dude. I like to sit there and listen to him. I talked to him, right? He said, let me tell you something, John. He said, there's a good and bad in everything. Everything, okay? Mm-hmm. He said, everything mirrors itself in good or bad. He goes, there's something called love, and there's something called lust. He says, they look at each other, they look a lot alike in context, right? They mirror each other, right? But they're really fucking different, Mm-hmm. Really, really different in that regard. So I guess it's a good rabbit hole we just went down into.
Do you look at me and do you love or do you have some lust?
Love's better than lust, Let me tell you what lust is. Lust is
you don't ever get
you can get down. Love
daydreaming and you be like,
oh, shit.
So lustful,
that's fucking
after me.
You're my wife. That's love.
That's not a word.
No. You're my wife. That is love. You know what I'm saying? It ain't even lust anymore at that point. Lust is that girl you slept with, and then you got up and you couldn't even look each other in the face. You're like, all right, yeah, I'm gonna get out of here now. Yeah, but we'll exchange numbers later. And then that was that thing, walk of shame.
Yeah, but don't you think
I seen some dude doing the walk of shame the other day.
But don't you think that in a marriage there has to be a little bit of lust between the two?
That is not lust. That's down and dirty love making.
Down and dirty
love is the way you feel about a person. Anything above and beyond that, all the kinky shit you do is just led up to that. I don't consider it lust. Lust is the end result, the way you feel about somebody. I don't give a fuck what anybody says.
Lust is a bad thing.
That's my definition.
That's your definition.
That's my definition. Take a picture, write it down. I don't give a fuck.
John is drinking him some chocolate wine tonight.
I don't even know what the fuck this is, but it's pretty good.
It's too sweet for me. I
like it better than that other shit you gave me.
Oh, that Malbec?
Yeah, this is
that was good. It's
Vin Chocolate Noir.
Yeah.
It doesn't taste like it has a chocolate beginning.
Yeah.
And then it disappears on you.
Yeah, it's too sweet for me. I don't like sweet wines anymore.
It's just because I'm so sweet.
That is true.
You're a little spicy, obviously, tonight. Looking at me like a piece of chicken. Why are you saying all that stuff?
Chicken?
Like a piece of chicken.
Like a piece of fried chicken?
Yeah. Did I tell you I read a story?
From Popeyes?
Hey, did I tell
look
you?
at you like a piece of Popeyes fried chicken.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Did I tell you that I read a story the other day about there was a family member, and the one dude attacked another guy at a table sitting because he took the last piece of chicken. Attacked his ass. Attacked him for taking the last.
I bet he was. Did that. I would have been like, because I don't want to see what happens.
I guarantee you it wasn't no KFC. That was some Popeyes chicken.
Probably so.
Either that was some Popeyes or some home cooked chicken. And you know what? The guy across the table must have been glutton about it. He had that piece of chicken. He was eating it. He was licking his fingers.
Yeah.
He was
that other guy just like it dug down deep. He's like, I'm gonna fuck you up.
You imagine going to jail and telling him what you was in there? What you in here for? I'll beat his ass taking the last piece of chicken.
Oh, shit! I feel you. I understand.
Yeah. So that being said, I want to go into, would you like to go a little further? A little deeper into what we were talking about there?
Oh, my relationship that I have with my mom?
Yeah.
Nah, well, we can save that for a little bit later. There's some other stuff.
Yeah.
But don't worry, y'all. Like, I have everything all figured out with that woman. Trust me.
Sure.
It's all about boundaries.
All about boundaries.
All about boundaries.
Right. You know, I want to talk to you guys about a little something then. A little something I've been thinking about.
Oh, wait a minute. I do have something to share before you start
Go ahead.
getting all, serious and whatnot. Mm-hmm. My birthday is next week.
That's right.
March 3rd.
Yeah.
I'm going to be freaking 38 years old.
We better have 5 magic wands showing up here.
Oh my God, 38 years old.
Did you just hear what I said?
No, we're not going to have 5 magic wands showing up here. No.
Yeah, just in case you're a new listener, go back a few podcasts.
Yes.
The international sex scam we were involved in.
It wasn't you, it was me.
That shit was coming to my front door too.
But it didn't have your name on it, and it wasn't involving you.
But
it was
I opened one up
me.
and turned it on the podcast.
Yeah, but I told you that was the one that I was like, no, UPS is coming back to get, so don't open that. And then I was like, if you're going to open it, then open it from the bottom, so that way the shipping label looks like it hasn't been cut open and whatnot. So you could like reseal it and, gotta be a little ninja that way.
I wouldn't give a fuck. I'd just reseal it and give it back to him.
Oh, dear Lord. No, there will not be no 5 magic wands showing up on my doorstep for my birthday. No, thank you. And then I have our regular UPS driver looking at me like, hey.
Need 5 more, huh?
I know. And he's a really nice guy, so that would just make it very awkward.
Yeah, it's true. He comes to my shop. I'd ask him about that.
Oh, my God.
I'm sure they deliver crazy shit.
Well,
We bought her brother a blow. I bought him a blow up sheep for a Christmas.
Needed that.
Yeah. A blow up sheep.
He needed that, and then we also got him the
edible underwear.
Yeah.
I told him I got him 5 pairs, but I ate 2 on the way over.
They were strawberry flavored.
Yeah, man, them things are good. I about couldn't get out of the store without eating them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a fruit roll up.
I don't think I could even fit in them.
We should buy you a pair.
Oh, Lord, I'm getting that look.
Yes. That's going to happen. Let's go to Spencer's.
Hey, I'm not going to say yes or no.
They even have the ones that are made out of the little candy rings. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, I think they have like a bikini top in the bottoms.
Yeah.
You definitely need to be putting them on you.
You remember that time I took the photo in the Rastafarian wig? And everybody was like, "What are you guys at, a sex store?" Because it was in Spencer's in the mall.
Oh, yeah, because they had like adult outfits.
Fluffy handcuffs.
Well, yeah, but they had like the outfits or whatever that you were standing in front of.
Yeah.
We should get you one of them things and stick them on you.
Hey, I'll be a village person every day of the week.
No, not a village person.
Don't be putting too much in these mainly man audience visuals.
Yeah, like that little
Don't even do
foofy
it.
skirt and the little, you know.
I am not wearing that shit. I'll put that on you.
No, let's put it on you.
There. The men can have a better
And you
view
can
of you.
prance around and be like,
God.
I'll
You see
make you
this
my
shit?
maid. Yeah, you can be my sexy
Oh
maid.
my God.
Yes.
Here we go.
Mm-hmm. A nice little short skirt.
I'm not going to say yes or no.
Oh, he'll do it for me. He'll
All
be
right.
like, bend over, Big Daddy.
All right. Yeah, her birthday's coming up, so never know what I'll be getting into. But you're not going to be saying bend over, Big Daddy. What the fuck is that? I did have a lot of people say that.
Yeah, you remember?
The cult guy last week, the cult guy.
No,
I had a
we're
lot of
trying to
people.
change
I had a
the
lot of people
subject
say
for.
the funniest thing when I was talking about him sticking his thumb up people's asses.
No, what was that part in American Wedding? Remember the one lady, and then they got caught, and she had like the little duster thing.
Oh,
She's
God.
like, "Oh, I stick it up my funny." That's what you need to say.
Yeah, I'll be doing it to you.
Nuh-uh.
All right.
Okay. Sorry.
So, hopefully you guys had your ears closed or something was happening during that little
No, they were
tirade right there.
laughing.
That was just not right.
Yes,
But-
it was. It was just fine.
No,
Yes.
no.
Yes.
So look, here's the deal, y'all. I don't even know how I'm gonna get serious after this.
You like it.
Holy shit! All right. So I'm gonna try to bring it back
Okay.
and refocus
Woosah.
and
Woosah.
begin to get
No
serious.
dirty thoughts in our head.
This girl. You hear this shit? I gotta deal with this all the time, right?
You like it.
All right, guys. So you all know that I'm dealing with a lot of technicians right now. I'm working with a lot of technicians that are growing their business, right? And one of the interesting things that I found, pretty common, and you guys might be able to relate, and I want to tell you guys to fucking stop, okay? To stop, any of y'all, maybe not you guys, right? But y'all know somebody, and probably a lot of y'all, all right? Because I would be in that category for quite a while. Don't really know exactly what you want or why you want it. Well, you know what you want, but you don't know like why you want it, okay? And so I get these phone calls that come in. I get a guy who says to me, John, man, I want to come out to your media event. I want to grow my business. I want to, do these kind of things for my business and this and that. Start talking to him a little bit about it, and immediately he's like, man, I'm just so busy though. You know what I mean? I'm like so busy. I don't know if I could spend an hour 3 days a week working on my business. I don't know if I can take that time, right?
That's really not that much time if you think about it.
Right. But above and beyond that, think about the way the phone call started. I need more work. I want more work. I want to be paid more. I want to get into the retail market so I'm paid more and I can do less. But then all of a sudden you don't have any time at all to work on or build your business. Okay?
Well, that means that you're not very organized.
That means you're fucking lying to yourself and you're lying to everybody around you.
Well, yeah, and then you're not
Bottom
organized either.
And here's what I think it is, right? A lot of us, how many times somebody asks you, like, how's things been? And you say, busy. How many times you say that, right? We get this thing in our mind, our heads, the way the world is right now, where everybody's fucking around with their phones, me as well. Everybody's on social media, everybody's getting emails, everybody's getting text messages, right? We find all this time to clutter our lives with meaningless shit.
Yes.
Okay?
Totally.
And, and I ain't saying answering a customer's text message or email is meaningless shit, but if you're checking your phone every 10 minutes for that customer's email or that text message, then you're doing something fucking wrong. It means you're living a life that is just putting out fires. You're just looking for the next fire to put out. You're looking for the next thing to pop up, give you a little bit of excitement, and put out a fire. You're not living with direct intentions, okay? You're not being intentional with your time. And what I mean by that is, guys, you got to have a bigger goal and a bigger plan and intention on how to get there, all right? I want you guys to think about this. Now, imagine if you were sitting with your grandkids or whatever it is, whatever you're doing. I don't care if you have grandkids or not. But you're sitting there when you're like, 70 years old. Maybe you're on a beach getting fucked up in, what's that place? What's that place with that dude who does that dance on TV? The bumping and grind, or the ripping and the tearing guy? The ripping and the tearing. Just Google ripping and tearing.
That was like something down in.
Google that. Watch the video. The ripping and tearing guy.
That was that Jerry Springer thing at Sinfest or something.
Yeah,
like
I don't
he
give a
had
fuck
on.
if you're the ripping and tearing guy. I guarantee you that guy. He's been there 20 times. That's where he wanted to be in life, right? And guess what he's doing? He's ripping and tearing. But whether you're sitting with your grandkids or
That's
you're the
dirty.
or you're the ripping, you're just talking all kinds of shit. Say it's so whether you're sitting there with your grandkids or you're the ripping and tearing guy, okay, doesn't fucking matter. All right. Think about where you would like to be. All right. Like financially, where would you like to be with your legacy, perhaps? What type of impact would you have liked to actually give in the world at that point? Okay. And you got to start living the life that gets you there today, intentionally. All right? What are you laughing about?
Why'd you have to bring up that guy about?
Because that was the exact opposite of somebody sitting around
with
their grandkids.
But that's just like way out there.
That's awesome, though. I like that
God.
guy. I like that guy. He was ripping and tearing. He's still ripping and tearing. I bet you he's out there this year ripping and tearing.
I don't think they have that anymore. They had it in Jamaica.
I say he had to be there. He's somewhere ripping and tearing.
Yeah.
Right? But the bottom line is, today, you got to look at it like this. It's putting out fires, looking for things to do, running around with no plan, no mission, anything like that. And is that going to get you really towards where you want to be one day in life, right? Is that going to get you towards your ultimate goal or your ultimate mission? Now, if you don't have an ultimate goal or ultimate mission, I'd have to say that specifically, women as well, of course, but specifically, if you're a manly man, you've got a lot of masculine tendencies, right? Cut wood, you grow a beard, you know where mountains are, shit like that, right? You know what I mean? You can drive a fucking nail in the wall, because there's men that can't do that. I know them,
Really?
I know men that cannot drive a fucking nail in the wall. Yeah.
With a hammer?
They
or
wouldn't
with
even know how to swing a hammer, yeah. There's men.
What?
All right, there's
I
men
know
out there
how
like
to do that.
Exactly, but there's men that don't, certain men.
They just miss.
You have to have, no, you have to, listen to me, if you're a manly man, you have to have a purpose in life. You have to have something you're going towards. That is like the rudder that guides our ship, okay? Without that, we don't have any direction. We're spinning around. We're spiraling with no exact destination. It's an unhealthy place to be. And when you get in that place, when you live in that state of mind, you take it out on people around you. And you do that unintentionally. It's not that you want to intend to take it out on people, but you do that because you feel confused. Mm-hmm. All right? And I wholeheartedly believe this. I've read many books based on masculinity versus the feminine side. And if y'all don't think you don't have any feminine side, you're fucking, you lost it. Every man has a little bit of a feminine side.
You do too.
Of course, that's how we get pussy. You know what I mean? We attract you by your shit. We spray cologne on us. We try to groom ourselves, stuff like that.
No.
But above and beyond that, fall back on your big mission, Get yourself cleaned up to get some of that sweet, sweet ass.
Yeah, but there's certain things you don't like to do that I do, that I have, no problem doing. And it reminds me of you being a little bit more girly and then me being a little bit manly.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. I don't cut my fingernails. I only bite them.
That's disgusting.
Yeah. Trying to figure out something I do girlier than you.
You won't go outside and cut the grass or weed
Fuck
eat
that shit.
or you're not
That's
down
just being
for
that's just being
mulching and
you physically like to do that shit, and I would be happy to pay somebody to do it. And to go back, I'm going to go back to Rabbi Lapin on this because I was talking about him earlier, right? He said that was one thing that the Jewish culture knew more than anything. It's called specializing. They knew to build a community and a group that if you were an educator, okay, you would educate and then you would allow the landscaper to do the landscaping. Because you would be contributing to the economy.
What about like when one of the dogs has pooped in their cage? You would not be caught dead out there in the garage helping me be cleaning that out.
I've had to do that shit before. I've had to stand there and
hold the trash bag.
Yeah. Well, if not cleaning up shit is being a little bit girly, then fucking count me in.
Yeah. I would say that.
I'm actually lucky to have a woman that will do that.
It's actually kind of funny though, seeing John like trying to pinch his nose and then hold the trash bag open for me.
Yeah.
You won't even go out there and like pick up dog turds.
Yeah.
No,
you know what though? Let me hear something.
No.
So I've got a student in right now. All right. Here's the funniest thing. I got a student in right now.
I love you, John.
And I'm probably gonna offend all you dudes out there who drive BMWs, right? Because I got my student in. He's a good old boy, right? And I told him I was like, I just don't really know about them fucking foreign cars. I was like, I think I'd be much better right here with my 3500 dually. And I'd rather just fucking sink a bunch of money in it, get it up to like 700 horsepower. And I said, I'd rather just take my Corvette and fucking, if I want to sink a bunch of money into it, get it up to 1100 horsepower. Put a supercharger in it, do everything to it right. I'll just fucking drive American cars. I said, because why? I was like, and granted, all right, so I love all you foreigners, you know what I mean? I love people from other countries. I'm friends with Jordan Fisher, some of my best friends ever, right? And y'all are rightly proud of your fucking cars. You go to a foreign country, they love their BMWs, they love their Mercedes-Benz, but guess what, man? I'm proud of my fucking cars too, okay? Let's just keep it like that. I'll be proud of my cars, you be proud of your cars, and we'll keep it like that. And I got to the point where we were talking about, a dude driving a BMW. Now, my student comes out and he says, well, he has the only problem with that is you got to go tell your mom and dad you're gay. And right off the bat, I said, well, and then after that, you're going to be dating a girl with an oversized clitoris. And then right after that, you're probably going to be sucking a tiny dick. It just escalates, is what we're saying. She is getting this look on her face, guys. It starts with the oversized clitoris.
Oh no, let's not talk about that.
And it goes, and the next step is a tiny dick.
But that's what that is, isn't it? Like if it's oversized, then it's like. Yeah. But wait a minute, isn't that what they say? Like hermaphrodites are that have both. It's because the clitoris is like, isn't that where it, right?
I don't know. I ain't never seen one of them. But I ain't making fun of them. In Greek times, that was a god, Hermaphrodites, I think.
I don't know.
So, granted. Hey, man.
I don't know.
People are born with what they're born with,
Yeah.
Somebody tells you to go fuck yourself, you'd be like, okay.
I have both. Woohoo!
Oh man, we've definitely went over.
I don't know
and
how
above
that works though.
On this podcast.
You can use both, or if you just pick one or the other.
I didn't know if we could beat out the last podcast we had, but I think this one went.
You think so?
Went down the right rabbit holes, man.
Because you
I think that's why our other. I think that's why our other podcasts they kind of like. Now I ain't saying PDR Tool Time gets boring, but we always try to pull ourselves out of rabbit holes. But I honestly think rabbit holes are where it's at, Well,
yeah, because then you start just, talking about...
That's why the Joe Rogan podcast is so good. He doesn't give a fuck. It goes wherever it goes.
Yeah.
It's like a conversation,
Yes.
It gets interesting.
It's very interesting.
And she's got a bottle of Jaeger in her hand right now. Mm-hmm. Getting ready to take a big old swig of it.
That's
guys,
delicious.
Y'all need to come out to the Mega Media event and kick it with us.
Yep.
You want to make the best decision of your life.
That's funny. That's funny.
You want to make one of the best decisions of your life. I'm telling you.
It'd be worth it. It's going to be worth it.
It'll pay back like 1,000 times.
I know.
Yeah.
I know it will.
But guess what? Some of y'all probably don't have enough time, do you?
Oh, yes, they do. You can always make time.
Make time to make more money, invest in your shit.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
All you gotta do is get up a little bit earlier. I think that's where a lot of people lack. They try to see how far they can sleep in before they have to get up, you know?
Hey, guys, I worked on Dent Trainer for 2 years before it got released. Not even knowing if it would fucking work.
Yeah.
You know how nerve-wracking it was on launch day? Trying to, basically, you put your idea out into the world, man, and guess what? People vote with their wallets. Mm-hmm. That's actually a beautiful thing. People vote with their wallets, okay? If they like you, they cast your vote and give you their money. They like what you have to offer. If they don't, then they don't, you know?
You know, one thing that I absolutely love, and this is when you guys launched it, and then we went down to the Mobile Tech Expo, and it's when you guys had your booth the first time.
Yeah.
There was, like, some people coming up, and they would say that, like, they would watch and listen to, you know, the videos while they were getting ready to go to sleep, and they would, like, go to sleep. They would fall asleep to your guys' voices, and I just, I don't know, that just, like, really tickled my heart.
You know, we get a ton of that. I mean, everywhere we go, and at the Mobile Tech Expo, we get a lot of people that talk about how it's affected them and changed them. And guys, I'll tell you what, man. Let me tell you where it stemmed from. I was the guy that needed it, but didn't have it. Okay? Mm-hmm. So I was the guy one day that got trained and needed it. I say I got trained, but I really trained myself. Got a set of tools, had a guy stand over my shoulder and say, that's a high spot, that's a low spot. A guy that didn't even know how to fix a fucking dent himself, you know? And I learned on my own, you know? After I learned, obviously I did, you know?
You really pushed yourself.
Yeah, years and years of battle.
Never gave up. You never gave up.
Yeah.
Like, you never gave up. I mean, you never did.
And back then, you guys got to remember, we didn't have LED lights. We didn't have very good tools at all. Glue pulling was just starting to come around. My first glue puller weighed like 10 pounds or something like that. Still have it. There was a lot of things then. Yeah.
Aww.
So I had a fluorescent light, just like the ones that hang on your ceiling, the fluorescents, okay? And the middle was painted green. There was no fog.
You still have some of those, don't you?
Yeah.
Some of the lights that you had from the very beginning.
I can't even fix fucking dent on it, not alone trained on it and fucking learned on it, right? There's a lot of shit that you had to go through back then. It was a learning curve, a lot different than today, you know? Like, say y'all kids have it easy. You know, back in the day, I used to have to walk through school in 3 foot of snow, barefooted, backwards, walking my cow down to the neighbor's farm, milking it early in the morning, then walking it back, and then heading off to school with my sister on my back.
But that shit happened, though.
Right. You kids got it awful easy today. Y'all wouldn't even have lived if you was me. But later on, that's how innovation happens. You know what I mean? You look back and you say, what could I have done for me back then? Okay, I didn't look at it like, man, I finally learned how to do this. Fuck everybody else. I didn't look at it like that because I never forgot where I came from. Okay, and you know what? If you don't like that, then fuck you, man. You know what I mean? That's what I have to say about that. I never forgot where I came from, and I remembered who I was back then. I remembered what I need, how desperately I needed it. And I serviced that market. That's it.
And you did it.
Mm-hmm.
You did it. You did it.
So weird. It's like what we've done back then. You know, we thought we were gonna get a ton of backlash about Dent Trainer when we first launched it. You know, I've had people come up to us that said it was almost like a paradigm shift in the industry. You know, people begin to accept that maybe education at a certain level isn't bad. You know. Because I'll tell you what, a lot of the people, we at least try to give them the information at hand to do the right things, you know? Mm-hmm. To try to make us look good as an industry in whole. Mm-hmm. And what a lot of you guys don't even realize is that we're in a niche industry. Still to this day, I could go to my local mall, probably stop everybody, and scream out, who knows what paintless dent removal is? And I would bet you maybe 10% of that group would know what it was.
Yeah.
this, no matter what anybody says, this is an ever-growing market. I see it each and every day. I'm on the end where I educate people and bring clients into people abundantly. And it's a lot easier than what you think with the right tools and the right arsenal, So, but that end of rant.
That was really good.
I appreciate that. You were there with me the whole time.
I know. I know our struggles.
All right, y'all. So I think we're about done with this podcast.
Yes. Yes, we are.
We always appreciate having you guys along.
You're being so serious.
And I'm just going to tell you guys something, okay? Free advice is worth about exactly what you paid for it, okay? So what I want you to understand right now is go out there. It doesn't have to be with me. Just invest in yourself a little bit. Try it, okay? Invest in a little bit of education. Invest in your business a little bit. The next time you buy a $3,000 brand new TV, a 70-inch TV to replace your 60-inch TV, okay? And you don't even hesitate. Ask yourself why you're hesitating to spend $3,000 on your business when it's going to pay you 100 times that in the future, okay? Sometimes you got to ask yourself that, all right? Because I'm not here to speak to a bunch of, individuals that aren't interested in becoming bigger and better with their life, okay? I know who I'm speaking to. I know why you're here. I know, why you've stuck around. I'm speaking to people who want to grow, who want to become bigger and better, and who just want to say, fuck conformity, You want to do it your way. So, keep that in mind. All right, guys?
You like saying that word, don't you?
Yeah. I'm an enemy of it.
No, you like to say fuck.
Oh, shit. I'm not an enemy of that. I thought you meant conformity.
Say something funny.
Say something funny.
Say something funny.
What's something funny? The most funniest thing, the word I think lately is fucktard.
Fucktard?
Fucktard. That's a funny word.
My favorite word to say that I always get a giggle out is wiener.
Yeah.
Wiener.
Mm-hmm. What's the words that you hate that I say, though?
Raw dog.
Raw dog.
I hate that word. Mike Toledo.
Yeah.
Made you start saying that word, and I can't stand.
He would always say that. He would always say that. Like Mike would say that because, he could either take
I need to take a swig of Jaeger real quick.
Yeah, he would either take like a professional video with his camera,
my God, please. Oh.
But let's say he didn't have his professional camera out and he had to use his cell phone on the video, he would be raw dogging it.
Oh, that's so nasty. I have no more Jaeger.
I can't remember what raw dog meant. Do you guys know?
Yeah.
Urban Dictionary, that shit, y'all. I'm sure there's somebody out there that's like, what's raw dog?
It means where you're doing it without any protection.
Ding, ding, ding.
And in all honesty, I really don't recommend that.
All right, guys, we appreciate you, and we'll see you on the next one.
Yes, and it's all about the hustle.
All right.
Keep it real, peeps.
It's the king of the jungle when I can't be tamed. Take you all the way to the millennium reign. It's the return of the germ, it's that funky worm. Heated like the bottomless pit when it burn. Bro, my flow you cannot handle. I'm bumping and I'm humping like a camel on your radio channel. It's me.